Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day and good week thus far. Um, just gonna wait a few more minutes to give people a chance to come in. So I hope everybody's having, as I said, hope everybody's having a good day. Let's see now. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Do the Care Bears countdown? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ancient spirits of evil, transform this decayed form to Mumra, the ever living moon star of limbo. Give me the might, the muscle, the menace of Monster. They're dashing, they're daring, courageous and caring, faithful and friendly with stories to share. All through the forest they sing out in chorus, marching along as their song fills the air. Gummy bears, bouncing here and there and everywhere. Find adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. They are the gummy bears. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, airplanes. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales, ooh, they'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. DuckTales, woo, I've been making DuckTales. And it's a stranger out to find you when you just go on to some DuckTales, woo. You'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. DuckTales, woo. You've been waiting, I've been waiting, DuckTales, woo. Like father, like son, they're always number one. Yeah, there's buddies, they're pals, they always seem to work things out. Can't you see they're two of a kind, looking for a real good time? Port to the Goof Troop, and we'll always stick together. Yeah, we're the Goof Troop, best of friends forever. Yeah, we're the Goof Troop, and we always stick together. Yeah, they're the Goof Troop, best of friends forever. Now we're calling everyone. Come along and join the fun. Report to the Goof Troop. Bop, ba, bop, boop, bop. Yeah. We're the Chipmunks. Chipmunk. We're the Chipmunks. Alvin, Simon, Theodore. Do, 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 do. On Moo Mesa, where the cowboys roam, everyone wanna go by the code of the West. On Moo Mesa. Master of Surprise. Here we go, Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous. Darkwing Duck. Sometimes some crimes go slipping through the cracks, but these two gumshoes are picking up the slack. There's no case too big, no case too small. When you need help, just call Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. And when you know you'll red and white and blue, Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. Everybody shout, come on, let's hang out. It's time for the Groovies get together. We're gonna see how funny they can be. Well, it's time for the Groovy Ghoulie Show. Do, 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 do. I'm just a bill up on Capitol Hill, and I know that we are. I'm just a bill up on Capitol Hill. Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman. All the stars are waiting for you. Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman. That you possess. And get a time. And you're forever rhyme. Red, white, and blue. Do, do, do. Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Come on, Scooby Doo, I see you, pretending you got a sliver. And you're not fooling me, as I can see the way you shake and shiver. You know you got a mystery to solve, so Scooby Doo, be ready for your act. Don't hold back. And Scooby Doo, you're gonna have yourself a Scooby snack. That's a fact. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? You're ready and you're willing. And we can count on you, please, Scooby Doo. You know we'll catch that villain. Scooby Dooby Doo, looking for you. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? Over here. All the stars are here, waiting for you. Couldn't have a show without ya. Scooby, Scooby Doo. Hey, Scooby, where are you? I'm over here. Let's see what else. Dennis the Menace. Dennis the Menace. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, so we're at the 8-minute mark here. So what's on tap for tonight? Well, we got gonna have 11 news items to go over all together. 9 articles to read through. 6 anime related, 3 comics related. All the 9 articles are all coming. Well, okay, 7 of the 9 articles are coming from CBR, and then 2 from Bounding into Comics. Among the stuff we're going to talk about, we're going to talk, of course, about um, a couple of highlight articles in terms of if you wanted to get into reading a particular a couple mangas, Samurai Deep or Kyo or Dead Demons, Dead Demons, D Destruction. We got some trailer release, some trailer stuff in terms of like the live action Full Metal Alchemist movie coming out. We've got some other previews there. We got some artwork from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We got a release on a comic called Critical Planet. Also, we're going to look at a little tip between Gabe Eltieb and Heather Antos, rather, as well as apparently now Linda Carter, the actress who played Wonder Woman in the 70s live action Wonder Woman series. Looks like she may be hopping aboard the SJW train. So, with all that, why don't we go ahead and, of course, we got the wrestling roundup and the This Day in Each history. So we'll be getting into all that. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get ready to get started. Just got to share the screen here. All right, so here we go. Oh, here's the first article we're gonna look at here. I gotta clear this part out. How to get started with Samurai Deeper Kyo. Samurai Deeper Kyo is a great pick for anyone who's looking for a series that's packed with wild samurai battles. Here's how to get started. Article by Nikki Rodriguez, published 13 hours ago. And I've seen this one. It is pretty interesting. Maybe a tad on the darker side, but still, quite a so. Anime and manga fans looking for a historical adventure series will be happy to know about Samurai Deeper Kyo. While the manga and anime feature significant differences from one another, both offer a thrilling, supernaturally charged chanbara, or sword fighting series. Samurai Deeper Kyo is a Tokugawa era action adventure series with the added stakes of a powerful dormant entity living within a medicine man and the bounty on that entity's head. Filled with special abilities and fast paced battles, there's plenty of excitement and intrigue for fans to explore in Samurai Deeper Kyo. The plot of Samurai Deeper Kyo. Samurai Deeper Kyo takes place in early 17th century Japan. It follows the feared samurai, demonized Kyo, on his quest to regain his body following the sealing of his soul in the body of rival swordsman Kiyoshiro Mibu. Young bounty hunter Yuya Shina is on a hunt to find the person who killed her brother, and also to collect the largest bounty available. Luck is on her side, however, after she runs into Kiyoshiro, because Kyo happens to have the highest bounty on his head. As Kyo begins to gain more control over Kiyoshiro's body, the story mostly focuses on his journey to get his own body back. With the help of Yuya and other fellow travelers they meet along the way. As Kyo's search goes on, the secrets about both his and Kiyoshiro's origins are slowly revealed to show how their lives would become forever intertwined. Where to read Samurai Deeper Kyo? Where to read the Samurai Deeper Kyo manga? Akimine Kamijo created Samurai Deeper Kyo in 1999. The manga was serialized in Kodansha's Weekly Shonen magazine from 1999 until its completion in 2006. Later collected into 38 tankobon volumes, most of the manga was licensed for a Western release by Tokyopop until the expiration of their license, leaving volumes 35 through 38 to be picked up and released by Del Rey Manga. It's unfortunately become hard to come by for anyone looking to add the series to their collection. There aren't any digital editions currently available, and physical editions are primarily secondhand. Stores that currently carry the series include Powell's City of Books, starting at $3.95, Thrift Books, starting at $4.09, Abe Books, starting at $2.50, and Amazon, starting at $9.99. So you can go to those places and you could actually buy the actual physical book. And so scene from the anime there. All right, well, I got another. That's nice. Okay. And I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. And as we're going through these articles, if you have anything you'd like to add to the conversation, maybe comment or ask a question, go ahead and do so. And if I can answer the question, I'll go ahead and do so. So, anyways, where to watch Samurai Deeper Kyo anime? Samurai Deeper Kyo was adapted into an anime that premiered in 2002. The series ran for 26 episodes. The plot of Samurai Deeper Kyo anime differs from that of the manga. Well, probably because it was only the manga was only halfway finished at that point. That ran all the way to 2006. So they were probably right in the middle of the manga at the time. With one of the biggest differences being the characters of Kyo and Kiyoshiro. In the manga, they're different characters entirely. But in the anime, Kyo is actually Kiyoshiro's suppressed id. This creates more of a Jekyll and Hyde dynamic in the story compared to the standard rivalry established in the manga. While the anime may not currently be available on any streaming series, DVD box sets are available for purchase. There are 6 DVD volumes available, each building anywhere from 3 to 5 episodes of the series, with subs and dubs available in each set. Almost all bundles for Samurai Deeper Kyo are available for purchase through Amazon. Whether a fan is looking for an epic sword fight or a perilous journey against the backdrop of history, Samurai Deeper Kyo is a shonen series that delivers on all that and more. All right. All right, so getting ready to move on to the next article. As I said, the first of 9 articles we're reading tonight, of course, here. Next one. And this one should probably be of interest for some people who are a little bit older. People who grew up probably back in the 80s may have seen this one. Godzilla's classic animated series released for the first time in 40 years for free. 40 years, so like 1982 basically. The second season of the classic Godzilla animated series is officially being re-released for the first time in decades for free. Article by Michael Esterna, published 11 hours ago. Yeah, I believe this is the one where the theme song goes Godzilla and Godzuki. More of the classic Godzilla animated series will soon be available for streaming. Toho International Incorporated announced that it will release the second season of the classic 1978 cartoon, okay, for free through the official Godzilla YouTube channel. The second season of the show was never officially released on home video and has consequently been rarely seen since it was originally broadcast over 40 years ago. A trailer for the second season was also released, which shows Godzilla battling a giant squid and Godzuki encountering a massive insect. The new episodes will begin streaming on June 6th. The Hanna-Barbera produced cartoon, now referred to as the original series, to differentiate it from the subsequent animated entries in the franchise, originally aired on NBC in the late 1970s and early 1980s as part of the Godzilla Power Hour, a programming block that paired it with another one of the animation studio shows, such as Jana of the Jungle, or Johnny Quest. Show's first season, which is comprised of 13 episodes, is already available for streaming on YouTube. The Godzilla animated series is best known for introducing the character of Godzuki, Godzilla's human-sized cowardly nephew. Godzuki travels the world with a team of human scientists led by the heroic Carl Majors. The team frequently finds themselves in dangerous situations involving a variety of giant monsters and are often forced to call Godzilla for help. The show is also notable for its loose representation of Godzilla's size and powers, which often change from scene to scene. Okay, that's kind of the way with cartoons. um, let's see. The show was the first animated series to be focused on the King of Monsters, but was far from the last. A second American produced cartoon entitled Godzilla the Series, which premiered in 1998, was a tie in with Roland Emmerich's much maligned big budget theatrical reboot of the iconic kaiju. The animated series ran for 2 seasons and received a subsequently more positive reception from fans and critics than the movie it was based on. The most recent animated series in the franchise, Godzilla Singular Point, was released in 2021 as a Netflix streaming exclusive. Anime was produced by Bones, the studio behind Full Metal Alchemist and Mob Psycho 100, and Orange County Limited, I guess, a CG animation house that is best known for its work on another Netflix exclusive, Beastars. Godzilla and Godzuki. So, Godzilla's next big screen outing, meanwhile, is currently in production. The movie will reportedly be a direct sequel to 2021's Godzilla vs. Kong and will star Legion's Dan Stevens. Alrighty then. So there we go with that one. Let's see if anybody's joined us yet. Nope. I'm still the only one here. Okay. All right, so getting ready to move on to the next article then. All right, so Full Metal Alchemist trailer previews the live action movie's massive finale. The latest trailer for the last live action Full Metal Alchemist movie previews that many alchemy battles that lead to the series' conclusion. Article by Michael Lacerna, published 10 hours ago. Oh, there's Edward. Oh, oops. All right. Well, if this is spoilers, and we don't do spoilers on this channel, so I don't try to do spoilers. I just simply forgot to check that. Didn't think that it was going to have spoilers. So, guess we're not doing 9, we're doing 8 stories tonight, 10. 8 articles. So, anyways, moving on to the next article then. How to read Dead Demons D Destruction. Another kind of preview article here. Get people interested in the Dead Demons D D Destruction is the first of Asano Inio's um, works to be getting an anime. Here's a guide on how to get started with the manga. Article by Nikki Rodriguez, published 9 hours ago. Seinen anime fans will be happy to know that Asano Inio sci-fi manga Dead Demons D Destruction will be receiving an anime adaptation. The announcement for the anime was made March 22nd by anime production and distribution company Gaga. It will be the first of Asano's series to receive an anime through his works Solanin and A Girl on the Shore. Both um, received an anime. Though his work Solanin and A Girl on the Shore both received live action film adaptations. There hasn't been any news regarding a release date, but in the meantime, the recently completed manga is readily available for fans to read. Um, Anyone who's eager to read more of Asano's work or is looking to pick up a new seinen, sci-fi, or slice of life series can use this guide. Get started with Dead Demons D Destruction. The plot of Dead Demon. Dead Demons Destruction takes place in Japan 3 years after an alien spaceship descended on Tokyo. A war against the mothership ensues and, unsurprisingly, sends society into a tailspin. High school students Koyama Kadode and Nakagawa Oron um, are otherwise preoccupied with the mundanity of adolescent life. An alien apocalypse might be the backdrop for Kadode and Oron's Kadode and Oron, but the focus is their day-to-day experience. So there's kind of a unique twist here. Usually in a lot of these kind of apocalyptic type series, most of the time it's the apocalypse that takes center stage. This is actually the opposite. This is like somebody just sitting there living their lives while having an apocalypse go on around them. That does sound really like a pretty interesting story. Yeah, what? Yeah, while bombs are dropping around us, oh yeah, we got to go to the store to get groceries or whatever. Or oh yeah, yeah. Harumi-san, yeah, she asked me out on a date. Yeah, she wants to get with me. Anyways, all right, where to read the manga? The series is written and illustrated by Asano Inio and began serialization in Shogakukan's Big Comic Spirits in 2014. The manga ended its run in February of this year and has since been published into 12 tankobon volumes. The manga was licensed for an English publication by Viz Media. In 2017, Dead Demons Destruction won the Attilio Micheluzzi Award in 2018 for Best Foreign Series. The manga also won Best General Manga Award at the 66th Shogakukan Manga Awards last year, as well as an Excellence Award at this year's Japan Media Arts Festival. Manga can be purchased and read in the Viz Manga Reader starting at $8.99 for Volume 1. Volumes 1 through 10 are currently available for purchase, and the first 42 pages of Volume 1 are available as a free preview. Subsequent volumes have 18 pages available for free preview. Volume 11 is available for pre-order and is slated to release on August 16th, 2022. Digital editions of the manga can also be found at Barnes & Noble for $7.99, Amazon for $7.99, Apple Books for $8.99, and Google Books for $8.99. Fans looking to add the physical volumes to their manga collection have a variety of choices for where to purchase them. Right Stuff has the volumes listed at $11.99. Bookshop.org has them available for $13.94. Walmart has a manga available with prices starting at $12.76, and Amazon has has the volumes available starting at $12.20. The manga can also be bought at Barnes& Nobles for $14.99, Books A Million for $14.99, and by requesting it be ordered at your local comic shop. Perhaps best known for his works Goodnight Poon Poon, Solanin, and A Girl on the Shore, Dead Dead Demons, D Destruction, continues to showcase Asano's storytelling prowess. The series is an intriguing exploration of adolescent Inui and growing up in a world that's seemingly falling apart all around. Yeah, that does sound like a very interesting story to say the least. Let's see now. It would appear things are starting to, so I may. So here will be the next one here, but before we do get into that, okay, I guess I'm still the only one here. At least I've had some people drop in some likes and shares, so that's nice. All right, so let me see now. Just go ahead and we'll adjust the view count a bit by saying this. Yeah, so we do have another person here. Anyways, I'm going to step away from the computer for a moment, just to try to deal with some lighting issues here. But I'll be right back. While I'm gone, I'll leave you guys some music to listen to. All right, I'm back. Anyways, if anything that I'm reading here strikes your fancy, feel free to comment on it. Um, or ask about it. So, anyways, that being said, here, let me go ahead and get on to this next article here. All right, so Lupin the Third Part One gets a stunning HD remaster and new dub. The famous thief Lupin the Third returns in a brand new Blu-ray release featuring an HE or high definition remaster and a new English dub for all 23 episodes of the 1971 anime. Of course, in this case, they forgot to put the R in there, but of course, the original English dub of the 1971 had, of course, Tony Oliver doing the voice of Lupin the Third, Wendy Lee doing Fujiko. Let's see, Gaimon was Lex Lang, and then and Daisuke, the guy with the cigarette, his voice was done by Richard F. Carr. So, article by Renee Senza Timor, published 8 hours ago. Let's see. So, retro anime fans now have an opportunity to purchase a brand new Blu-ray collection for the original season of the Lupin the Third series. As detailed by distributor Right Stuff, the new Blu-ray release for Lupin the Third Part 1 will contain all 23 episodes of the Master Thief's original anime adaptation, fully remastered in HD and with a brand new English dub. Notably, several of these episodes were directed by the legendary filmmakers Hayao Miyazaki of Studio Ghibli fame and Isao Takahata, who worked on the televised anime series before co-founding Studio Ghibli. Miyazaki also directed the critically acclaimed 1979 Lupin the Third film, The Castle of Cagliostro. Cagliostro, based on comic books created by Monkey Punch. Yeah, an interesting name for a comic book company, huh? Monkey Punch. This new release also contains bonus materials, including clean versions of the opening and ending credit scenes, art galleries, liner notes, and essays about the series. The original Japanese language track with English subtitles will also be included, along with the new dub. The box set carries an MSRP of $69.95 US dollars, but is currently available on Right Says website for a discounted price of $5.47 US dollars. Lupin the Third Part One kicked off the animated series that has continued into the modern age, which is a testament to the thief's ongoing popularity. In the decades since its debut, the franchise has seen some major changes, such as Lupin the Third, the series' first feature-length 3D CG film, which premiered in December 2019. The most recent season of the anime series, Lupin the Third Part 6, was released in October 2021 and finished airing in March of this year. Lupin the Third began as a manga written by Kazuhiko Kato, also known under the pen name Monkey Punch, and was first published in 1967. So that's 55 years ago. So basically, the Lupin the Third manga is basically as old as RJ, if you think about it. Uh, um, serialized in weekly manga action, the series focused on the adventures of the titular gentleman thief and his partner Jigen. Jigen, that's who I was thinking of, who was voiced in the English by Richard Epcar. As they travel the world while pulling off elaborate heist and avoiding capture by the overzealous Tokyo police inspector Koichi Zenigata. Um, the duo are also joined by the stoic and highly skilled swordsman Gaimon, in English voice provided by Lex Lang, and Fujiko Mine, who is English voice provided by Wendy Lee, a fellow thief that occasionally teams up with Lupin, but is more than willing to betray them if it serves her needs. Yeah, she's kind of what Fujiko Mine is to Lupin was basically what Faye Valentine was to Spike in Cowboy Bebop. So, in addition to the new Blu-ray release, episodes of the Lupin the Third anime, ranging from the original 1971 series to 2021's Lupin the Third Part 6, can be streamed on Crunchyroll and High Dive. Yeah. Now they're saying there's a new dub. I wonder if they're going to use the same voice actors, or if they're going to go with a different, totally brand new cast of voices altogether. So, now one more anime article here to go through, and then we'll get into the comic ones. Let's see, anybody else? Nope. Still going here, and we're apparently making. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, love you, fool. I love you. Want to join the joyride? Join the joyride. Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, here we go. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. First six heroes come together for new event art. Six generations of the Joestar bloodline come together in a new piece of art for the upcoming JoJo World 2 event in Japan. Article by Michael Estrada, published 5 hours ago. Here they are right here. Hmm. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure heroes pose together in a new piece of art. The new illustration shows the first six JoJo's Bizarre Adventure protagonists, ranging from the original Jonathan Joestar to Stone Ocean's imprisoned hero, Jolene Cujo. All right, so here we go. Continue on here. Relaxing together, behind them is another major character from each of their respective arcs. The art is focused on the Joestar family members who have appeared in the anime, meaning that Johnny Joestar, the protagonist of Steel Ball Run, and Part 8's amnesiac hero Josuke Higashikata, were unfortunately left out of the festivities. The art was created to celebrate the upcoming opening of JoJo World 2, a special event celebrating all aspects of the franchise, which will be held in Tokyo's Namja town from August 10th to October 10th. The event will feature a number of interactive exhibitions and games for JoJo's fans to experience. This is the second time this year that the first six protagonists for the series have come together to promote a special event. In April, new art of the Joestar family was created to announce um, a completely separate JoJo's Bizarre Adventure event, an art exhibit celebrating the 10th anniversary of the premiere of David Productions' anime adaptation of the series. That event featured all new art of the six protagonists running together, as well as a new illustration of the heroes leaping down from Tokyo's Skytree tourist attraction, which has been redecorated in quote unquote JoJo colors for the event. The art exhibit opened last May and will close its doors on August 9th, a day before the new JoJo event is set to begin. While the new event can unfortunately only be experienced by fans in Japan, international JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fans still have a lot to look forward to in 2022. After a long wait, the next batch of episodes from the Stone Ocean season of the anime is set to premiere on Netflix. Next fall, the first 12 episodes of the season were released exclusively to the streaming service last December. Multiple generations of characters will also come together for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All Star Battle R, the franchise's latest fighting game, Hut! Um, which is also coming this fall and will be released on the Nintendo Switch, Sony PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Microsoft Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and Windows PCs via Steam. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was created by Hirohiko Araki and first published in 1987. The stylish epic is one of the most popular manga franchises in history, with a circulation of over 100 million copies worldwide. Um, the manga is currently on hiatus following the completion of its eighth arc in 2021. A ninth arc has been confirmed, but has not received a premiere date at this time. Now, mind you, too, the anime is pretty cool. And one of the more unique things of the anime is for the endings. A lot of times, they use a lot of classic rock songs from usually the time period. You know, time period they're usually depicting in the show. So, like you've had Yes's Roundabout used as an ending. You had Savage Gardens. Oh, do I know if I need you, but ooh, I'm dying to find out. So you've had a lot of these classic rock songs used for their endings. So anyway, so that's the end of our anime coverage. We'll be getting into the comics coverage here in a moment. I've also got to send out a little reminder to somebody, let them know that I'm going to be doing the comics coverage now. A zero. Oh boy. Well, somebody came in and dropped a like and share. All right, so yeah, while I'm doing that, I will. I'll be right back. I did this in a little reverse. So let's see. Hey, I'm still here. Okay. I just sent you a message just reminding you that I was getting ready to start the. I don't know if if you just got here or if you're been around a while, but one of the stories I did cover in the anime section that might be of some interest to you is RJ is that I don't know if you remember the Hanna Barbera Godzilla series from back in the late '70s, but they're planning on releasing the second season now as well. I covered that article earlier, so I thought that might be a bit of an interest. But anyways, now we're going to get into the three um, comic articles here. One from CBR and a couple others from Bounty in the Comics. So here we go. All right, so here we go. Here's the first comic story here. Exclusive preview. Joe Satriani's Crystal Planet is a visceral intergalactic space odyssey. CBR has an exclusive preview of Crystal Planet, a new intergalactic 5-issue series from Joe Satriani, Tony Lee, and artist Richard Friend. Article by Brandon Schwer, published 12 hours ago. CBR has an exclusive preview of Joe Satriani's Crystal Planet, a new intergalactic vivid space opera series from Opus Comics. Crystal Planet #1 comes from writers Satriani and Tony Lee and artist Richard Friend. The 5-issue series, which launches in June, follows a man as he embarks on an astronomical quest across the galaxy to protect the universe from imminent danger. The synopsis for the first issue of the series reads, quote, a vivid space odyssey where Satchel Walker, a man out of time, finds himself caught between desperate factions as they battle for resources in the perilous orbit of a dying star. Its music, and more importantly, the power and emotion that music can conjure, which could bring an end to the conflict, restore harmony to the time stream, and reveal Walker's true place in the universe. Unquote. But maybe I should slow down a little bit here so you guys can see these images. Let's see if any more comments. No more comments as of yet. Okay. Incendium. Look at that artwork. That artwork does look kind of nice. What do you think of the artwork here, RJ? All right, so let's see now. Right, continuing on with the article then. The preview shows Satchel dream of his father, Walter Walker, as a hero in an otherworldly war where an army of wingsuit tri-divers are pitted against a villainous swarm of red ship riders. After witnessing his father save his supposed mother, who also might be a space princess, Satchel awakens from the dream and finds himself on a bus in Dallas. Never really knowing his father, who walked out on him many years ago, Satchel returns home to find a mysterious voicemail on his phone that throws him into a much larger adventure. Satriani is known for his work in the music industry. He initially worked as a guitar instructor and taught students such as Kirk Hammett of Metallica, David Bryson of Counting Crows, and more. He went on to launch a successful solo music career that resulted in him being nominated for 15 Grammy Awards. Satriani has sold over 10 million albums and is considered to be the best-selling instrumental rock guitarist of all time. He recently released a new album, The Elephants of Mars, in April of this year. Crystal Planet #1 features cover art from Friend. Friend has worked on a number of DC titles in the past, including Batman Confidential, Batman The Dark Knight, Madame Xanadu, Superman Batman, and more. Lee is known for his work on Hatchet Children's books, Sherlock Holmes, the Baker Street Irregularity series. He also wrote a number of Doctor Who comics and has worked for both Marvel and DC on various titles. The first issue of Crystal Planet releases June 29th, which is 4 weeks from yesterday, by the way, from Opus Comics. Anyways, it would seem I may need to fix some lighting here, so may have to step away from the computer once again for a moment. We have a couple of stories we're going to go over here from Bounding into Comics, and then we'll be done with the articles. Before I get into... Hey, Woody! Woody's here! Hey, Woody! Anyways, I'll be right back. Just got to go take care of a couple things real quickly. So enjoy the music and enjoy some conversation amongst yourselves. As always, I do welcome any and all likes, shares, comments, and questions. So anyways, I will be right back. All right, so let's see what you guys have been talking about since I left. Good to see you, Mike. I like you. Um, um, Chloe is a good dog. You need to be very good. Yeah. Um, she wasn't barking this time. I just needed to turn on the room lights there because things are getting a little dimmer. So, a lot more part. Okay. Now, so, with all that, let's get into these. And one of these articles, of course, we see for those of you who grew up back in the what is up with well, I don't know what you mean by that, but anyways, let's get into these articles here. So, all right, so here we go. Okay, so here's the next article we're going to be looking at. Former Superman Son of Kal-El creator Gabe Eltabe blasts former Star Wars editor Heather Antos describes her as quote unquote the Amber Heard of print comics. Okay, article by John F. Trent published yesterday. Okay, so former DC Comics and Superman Son of Kal-El creator, colorist, as we all know, Gabe Eltabe recently reacted to Heather Antos' latest attack on Comicsgate by comparing her to Amber Heard. Truth, justice, in the American way. Antos recently targeted an anonymous comic book creator believed to be Irene Strichalski, the creator of Fiendish, writing on Twitter, quote, absolutely heartbreaking to witness someone you used to respect, admire, and call a friend actively choose to align themselves with extreme toxicity. She's obviously been reading the book How to Make Friends and Influence People, huh? She would later claim the anonymous quote unquote friend joined Comicsgate. Did the friend join ZG? Yep. It just goes to show you that, when people decide that they want to go another path, sometimes, you find out when you find out who your true friends are and who's truly on your side, when this kind of stuff happens. In response to Jimmy Palmiotti, known for his work on Harley Quinn at DC Comics, Antos further stated, quote, yeah, when someone chooses to align themselves with those who have personally attacked and harassed me, come after my friends, career, and private life, there's no extending an olive branch of understanding. Yeah, she does kind of sound a little bit like Amber Heard. Because I've heard Amber Heard's been turning on her friends too. So, Strachalski, who is starting her crowdfunding campaign for Fiendish, Chapter 2 Origins, seemingly responded to Antos with her own thread, writing, quote, "Let me be clear about one thing. If you weren't there to support me while I was in the trenches for years, trying to get my dream project off the ground, then you have no right to tell me what to do or who I promote my book with." Unquote. Excellent point there. Again, it's a case where you truly find out who your true friends and allies are in this situation. Quote, "If you consider someone a friend when you wouldn't be silent, then you wouldn't be silent for years only to message them with veiled threats just as their dream project is coming true," unquote. Strachalski continued. Quote, "When you respect someone, you don't try to ruin them over simply speaking to people you don't like," unquote. Quote, "Supporting minorities, women, and immigrants," um, in parentheses, "my backside. I'm all those things, but there's only one type of person who's trying to tell me what I can or can't do," unquote, she asserted. Quote, "Let's take a step back and look at who the real closed-minded bullies are, shall we?" Oh boy, Strachalski here is really just kind of slapping back at, you know, it's a female dog slap fest, isn't it? Quote, "I don't have to agree politically with all my friends," unquote, she continued. Quote, "I know progressives, liberals, and conservatives. I have no problem with anybody as long as they are civil. But if someone wants to cut me off just because I'm against a toxic atmosphere of conformity, then good riddance," unquote. Quote, "In conclusion, nobody tells me what to do. Nobody controls me. I'm going to go where I see the positivity and the passion for comics that I never found while I was in the mainstream, and where people don't try to force my obedience and submission. I'm going to where I am free," she concluded. Good for Mr. Chalsky there. Eltabe, who has currently raised over $62,000 for his Truth, Justice, the American Way, would react to Antos' comments with his own thread, which he began, quote, "Heather Antos, you're an untalented coward and bully. You have not and never will be a comic creator," unquote. Quote, "Ethan Van Sciver and Comicsgate are good folks that have the character to speak the truth about the evil of woke." Well, I like that a little. I like that wording right there. Evil of woke. That's some pretty good wording right there. That is some pretty good wording. I like that wording. Um, it's not too late for you to quit humiliating your ancestors. He added, "Oh, pie face. Pie face." Anyway, he continued, quote, "Until you and other woke narcissists tell Marvel and DC Comics to quit paying Vita Ayala, $75 a page per page, while Greg Rucka got $500 per page in the same month. Um, you don't care about diversity. You care about your ego as you virtue signal and pay and play quote unquote liberal savior. Hmm. Wow. Wow, this is some interesting stuff. He has back and forth. Uh, my backside? Yeah. Yeah. Rather than say the actual word that had the Ivans in it, but anyways, let me just all right, let's see now. Quote, we minorities are not the props of you self-appointed egomaniac liberal saviors. I think he should have said egomaniacal. That would have been egomaniacal liberal saviors. Would have been better. To show off how, in smaller quotes, kind you are, unquote, he asserted. Quote, don't tell me to hate white men. Don't tell me to hate this country or this culture. It gave us all everything we have you ingrate. Wow! Go get him, Gabe! Go get him, Gabe! Woo! He concluded, quote, you want my advice, kid? Leave comics. You're no good at it. People mention you, and they never mention great works you've done. They just mention the problems, arguments, and bullying you do, unquote. Quote, you are the Amber Heard of print comics. Always the bully, playing the victim, unquote, he declared. Woo! What do you make of L Tape's comments about Antos and his advice for? Yeah, I think I 100% agree. I think I absolutely and totally 100% agree. She should just, she should probably just go bury her head in the sand somewhere. You know. Anyways, so our last article we're going to, of course, read is going to be this one. And from the looks of it, it looks like Linda Carter, who, at least on first observations here, like Linda Carter is going, it would apparently be maybe going down the SJW route. Yes. Let's see now. Anyways, all right. All right, so let's get into this one because when I saw the headline of this, told me that possibly, I guess, Linda Carter may be jumping on the SJW bandwagon. So let's look at this. Wonder Woman actress Linda Carter claims Wonder Woman is a queer and trans icon. All right, this is kind of surprising considering one, what Wonder Woman was at the time she was portraying her in the portraying her on television, and what she was being portrayed as in the comics, as well as just traditionally, um, you know, I guess a lot of these people don't remember who William Moulton Marston was, or just want to erase him from history. Apparently, article by John F. Trent published earlier today. Wonder Woman actress Linda Carter recently took to Twitter to claim that the character she played in the 1970s TV series is a queer and transgender icon. Okay, I don't think so. That would not have at that time. That would not have flown. That would not have flown very high. All right. Carter wrote on Twitter, "quote I didn't write Wonder Woman, but if you want to argue that she is somehow not a queer and or trans icon, then you're not paying attention." Unquote. Quote Every time someone comes up to me and says that Wonder Woman helped them while they were closeted, it reminds me of how special the role is. Unquote. Um, in a follow-up tweet, Carter wrote, "quote Love seeing all the love for LGBTQ plus fans today. Now here's one I call the in smaller quotes ready to fight your homophobic relatives pose. Just kidding, or am I? Ha ha." Yeah, I'm saying what I'm guessing here is she's jumping on the SJW bandwagon to try to just get some notoriety for herself. She's just trying to help push the agenda so people will talk about her. That's not going to last too long. Um, Considering that one at the time she was portraying Wonder Woman on television, the comics never, you know, prior to that, the comics never really depicted her as quote unquote, you know, being homosexual, being lesbian, and um, they never depicted that in the comics prior. Let's say maybe at the earliest the '90s, but it may have been even later than that. But traditionally, she, even going as far back as to when William Moulton Marston first created her, she was never looked at as being a queer character, even coming from an island only of women, because again, a lot of those women were just created out of thin air. There was no like intercourse that brought those particularly the Amazons into this world. They were brought in. They were brought in basically by Athena's magic. So, in Wonder Woman's first appearance, All Star Comics number 8, back in 1941, it revealed she's in love with Steve Trevor, a man who crash lands on the island that would become known as Themyscira. Now, back in those days, of course, they called it Paradise Island. And throughout much of the Golden Age and into the Silver Age, they called it Paradise. They probably didn't call it Themyscira until the modern age. I would understand, but RJ might be able to correct me on that if I am wrong. Linda, not really off on this. Linda's not really off on this. Although Wonder Woman's more of a queer icon than a trans icon, queer and trans just get said together in partnership for now, whether it's believed or not. Well, I watched some of the Wonder Woman show as well, and they never really did anything that would indicate that there was um, they never really went out of their they never really went out of their way to promote like the idea that Wonder Woman was queer. Okay, but you're saying she's not really off on this, but I didn't see any evidence whenever I've watched this show before. So, um, you're probably a little bit more in the know than I am. Um, in fact, the story concludes with Wonder Woman disobeying her mother, entering into a tournament and winning the tournament in order to secure the right to escort Steve Rogers back to America in order to preserve American democracy and liberty. The book ends with Wonder Woman creator Charles Moulton writing, quote, and so Diana, the Wonder Woman, giving up her heritage and her right to eternal life, leaves Paradise Island to take the man she loves back to America, a land she learns to love and protect and adopts as her own. Unquote. So yeah, so you know, I know that in more recent years, probably going back as early as the '90s, they've been pushing more the idea that Diana and most Amazons are somehow involved in lesbianism. Um, but even if now RJ, you can probably correct me on this. Maybe you've seen more of the comics or whatever. But as far as I know, you go back to the Golden Age. Even Frederick Worthen didn't necessarily um, point out in Wonder Woman's case that she was a lesbian. I mean, I know he made that claim about Batman and Robin that they were homosexual, they were gay, but Wonder Woman, the big issue was the whole bondage fetishism involved there, but not not lesbianism. So, and and again, if you got more to add to that, RJ, feel free to do so. And of course, you see right here too that when she does don her Wonder Woman outfit, there it's more of a skirt. Like what we saw in the '70s was just simply like shorts or you know, but here it's like a skirt. Wonder Woman's primary love interest moving forward would be Steve Trevor. However, she's also had dalliances with Batman and Superman, as well as the vigilante nemesis and the human rights activist Trevor Barnes. So again, a lot of a lot of the older evidence shows she's been straight, you know, straight, you know, for most of her existence. It wasn't until 2016, okay, so 2016, when DC Comics writer Greg Rucka claimed in an interview with Comicosity that Wonder Woman was queer. So the whole idea of suggesting that Wonder Woman was queer didn't come until like 6 years ago. When asked if she was queer in his year one story, so basically her becoming queer was more of an editorial decision. It was basically the idea of, well, we got to push more of these type of characters, so let's take legacy characters and use them to push an agenda. Um, so let's see. Quote, how are we defining queer? You're applying a term specifically and talking to an ostensibly cis male and white to boot. So, quote unquote, queer to me may not be the same as it is to an out gay man So tell me what queer is. All right, I think you knew better what they meant by queer, dude. I think you knew exactly what they were asking, dude. Okay. Don't tell me, Mr. Rucka, don't tell me you're that much of a moron. Ah. Hmm. Uh, all right. I mean, it's pretty obvious what they were actually talking about there. So, um, Comicosity's Matt Santori then defined what he meant by queer, saying, quote, fair enough. For the purpose of this conversation, I would define queer, in smaller quotes, as involving, although not necessarily exclusively, romantic and or sexual interests toward persons of the same gender. It's not the full definition, but it's the part I'm narrowing in on here, unquote. Okay. I think anybody could tell by what they were doing, though, that's what he was meaning. Rucka responded, quote, then yes, unquote. He would elaborate and say, quote, now, are we saying Diana has been in love and had relationships with other women as Nicola and I approach it? The answer is obviously yes. And it need so again, the point I'm making here is this is them trying to push an agenda. This is them trying to use legacy characters by basically rewriting their history to suit their narrative. I don't believe that I mean, I would almost have to argue that William Moulton, whether you want to call him Charles Moulton or William Moulton Marston or whatever, he's got to be spinning in his grave right now. Because I don't think this is what he intended. you know, but these people will just totally trash on days of old, on traditionalism. And obviously, yes, and it needs to be yes for a number of reasons. But perhaps foremost among them is if no, then she leaves paradise only because of a potential romantic relationship with Steve, and that diminishes her character. It would hurt the character and take away her hero. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Again, this is them pushing a narrative. Since 2016, DC Comics, its editorial team, and its writers have put Wonder Woman in numerous homosexual relationships, albeit with most of them occurring throughout the multiverse. She's been in relationships with Supergirl, as well as numerous fellow Amazons, including Keza, Alethea, and Mala. Of course, all of this to again push an agenda. All of this hasn't been Wonder Woman prior to this. It's just them and Linda Carter here. I would say is again jumping on the SJW bandwagon to get noticed. That's all I think this is. However, even with DC Comics putting Wonder Woman into these disordered relationships, does not make her a queer or trans icon. Wonder Woman's first and true love is and will always be Steve Trevor, no matter what future writers do. Mm-hmm. There's a reason that the first live action Wonder Woman film still followed Marston's origin story for the character and had her fall in love with Steve Trevor. I mean, people like Rucka are just sitting there trying to create their own woke version. Woke, like a woke. It's like Earth woke. Okay, where all the BS that we're seeing from these people is actually the norm and not the exception. Even Linda Carter's own show used Wonder Woman's first appearance and story in the Wonder Woman TV movie, quote, the new original Wonder Woman, unquote. hmm What do you make of Linda Carter's comment? What I believe is um she's jumping on the SJW bandwagon to get brownie points, to get noticed. That's what I think. She hadn't said anything up to this point, but now, according to the bounding writer, any gay man who first got married and had kids before coming out can't be truly gay. Well, no, he'd be more bisexual in that particular case. But my point is that, you know, again, I don't think this is out of like she's really that much. She may be, but she's not really a proponent like a lot of these SJW. She's just virtue signaling to make herself look good. That's my point in all this. A lot of her reasoning, as the character, basically he even pointed out there too, RJ, that it wasn't until 2016 that they even made the suggestion that she might be gay or might be a lesbian, okay, or homosexual, whatever. He's also assuming the first time, quote unquote, we see Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor is the first time Wonder Woman falls in love with, quote unquote, anybody. Um, she's been on that island for years. Yeah, well, you may have a point there, but again, here's the thing, RJ, if you think about it. So, if we look at Wonder Woman and the Amazons' origin, right? They did not come about through how most humans come about. They did not come about through human procreation. They did not come about through sexual intercourse. They did not come about through a man's sperm and a woman's egg. Okay? The Amazons essentially were, well, as I understand it, so Athena, their patron god Athena, took the souls of women, right? It took the souls of women who had been killed, and then basically created new bodies for them and basically made new people out of them. If you remember, in fact, if you going into Diana herself, she was basically made out of clay. Her mother molded her from clay, and then Athena breathed life into her. So, so basically, there was a situation there where maybe on the island there was no sexual drive or desire because there was no need for it because they weren't procreating like humans do. You know, Athena was pretty much just through her divine powers creating Amazons. just kind of like what God did with Adam, right? Tina kind of did the same thing. Tina made the Amazons in her own image, quote unquote. So that'd be the point I'd be arguing there, is that yeah, maybe she didn't fall in love, and maybe it was through her exposure to a man that those feelings came about. You know, that's the way I would argue it, anyways. But um, anyway, so that's all the articles then that that's all the articles. So we're getting down towards the end of the evening here. Is um, all right. So RJ, if you're still here, did you have anything more you wanted to add to the conversation there, based on what we've been talking about? Not, it's probably a good time to start winding down. Hmm. Hmm. All right. Well, it looks like does thereby look like nobody has anything more to say about this. So I think we will start to wind things down a bit here. Let me review a few things here before we. All right. So with that, then, why don't we go ahead and start winding down here? Today is June 2nd, 2022. So let's go ahead and take a look back at this day in each history. History! So, anyways, let me just one more time review things here. All right, so let's go ahead and move forward here. This day in each history. So first off, on this date back in 1997, 25 years ago today, WCW held its Monday Nitro event from the Hare Arena in Daytona, Ohio, or Dayton, Ohio, I believe. Let's see, Hare Arena in Dayton, Ohio. Yeah. Okay. Um, the the night saw in the main event, of course, Ric Flair defeat Scott Hall via disqualification. Among some of the other matches included Chris Benoit defeating Barbarian, Dean Malenko retaining the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship over Michael Wall Street, Masahiro Chono and Great Muta defeating the Steiner Brothers in a tag team match, among other matches there. So, with that, on this date 25 years ago today from Dayton, Ohio, its Hare Arena, WCW had its Monday Nitro event. So moving on to the next. Moving on to the next. To the next piece of niche history here. On this day in 1999, from DC Comics Vertigo imprint, the first issue of 100 Bullets went on sale on this date back in 1999, which was 23 years ago today. It sold for $2.50, edited by Axel Alonso. The first story here, 100 Bullets, written by Brian Azzarello, drawn by Eduardo Russo, lettering done by Clem Robbins, and Grant Golish did the coloring, with Dave Johnson doing the cover credits. So on this date, 23 years ago today, in 1999, the first issue of 100 Bullets went on sale on this date. So with that, let's see, moving on to the next piece of niche history. As on this day in niche history, on the Hub Network, two shows made their premieres. Care Bears Welcome to Care-a-Lot and Kaijudo both made their premieres on the Hub Network on this date in 2012. On this date in 2012, Care Bears Welcome to Care-a-Lot and Kaijudo made their premieres on the Hub Network. And as we sometimes have the situation, 2012 is just so nice that we're going to hit it twice. As also on this date in 2012, Production IG's animated action horror film Blood-Sea: The Last Dark premiered on this date back in 2012, which was, of course, 10 years ago today. So 10 years ago today, you had the Hub Network, you had Care Bears Welcome to Care-a-Lot and Kaijudo premiering, and also on this date in 2012, 10 years ago today, Production IG's Blood-Sea: The Last Dark premiered in Japanese movie theaters. So there we go. So that's all we have for you tonight in terms of content. Don't forget, everybody, that tomorrow night we'll be getting back into our historical comic retrospect after last week's technical difficulties. Tomorrow night, of course, RJ Carter from Critical Blast will be joining me. We'll be going back. We'll be starting up again. We'll be getting started on our February 1939 coverage, covering DC comics. So hope to see everybody here tomorrow night. And until then, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.